Hi, Jason. I'm going to kind of back off the question that Anna had in the chat. And then when you were talking, you said you did neurosemantics. And as a word person, I was like, neurosemantics. I've never heard of that before. And I'm super curious to hear what that is. And then Anna was asking about, for you to talk a little bit about actually what NLP is. So can you clarify those a little bit?
100%, and it's a really, really good question. So neuro-linguistic programming and neurosemantics are actually very similar disciplines. In fact, neurosemantics builds on top of neuro-linguistic programming. So what neuro-linguistic programming is it's a communication model. It's a model of how communication works with human beings intrapersonally and interpersonally. So the presupposition is that our minds are communicating with our bodies all day long. That's our programming that's driving us to do some things and other people to do the things that they do. If you didn't have a program to do something, for example, I always ask, who here knows how to change the oil in their car? And you'll see maybe like 10 or 20% of the audience will raise their hand, and the rest of them, I go, you don't have a program for that? You don't have a program in your mind to do that? And so, everything we do has some sort of a program, some sort of a software driving it. And one of the other beliefs is that the inner game drives the outer game. So if you see someone's behavior, well, then you can peer into the software that's driving that. And so in a nutshell, neurolinguistic programming, I think the genius of it initially was saying that our thoughts or our programming are encoded using only 5 things, and no more, no less, 5 things only: pictures, sounds, feelings, smells, and tastes. And it makes sense because that's how all the information comes into us. So that's also how we process information. Neurosemantics is kind of a series of add-ons and updates to the original model of neurolinguistic programming, which focuses on self-reflexive consciousness. So in NLP, we say we engage with the world. The world basically touches our sense receptors. We filter it down to create our model of the world, which is not the same thing that we're perceiving, a perception of the thing. And that perception then drives our emotions and responses. And our perception has been filtered down. Neurosemantics focuses on our perception of our perception, and our perception of our perception of our perception. So to make that more simple and more easy, the example would be someone is frustrated that they're in traffic. The traffic frustrates me. We would say that's a primary state. I'm responding to the world. I'm frustrated with the traffic. Neurosemantics is saying I'm angry at myself for being frustrated. And I'm sad that I'm angry at myself for being frustrated that I'm stuck in the traffic. And now I'm disappointed that I'm angry, that I'm sad, that I'm angry at myself for being frustrated about the traffic. And the key is that just like in an organization, higher governs lower. So if I accept that I'm sad, that I'm angry, that I'm frustrated, that I'm in the traffic, it will have a totally different response. It will actually top down alter our experience, our perception, and our response than if I'm pissed off that I'm sad, that I'm angry, that I'm frustrated. It changes the whole experience from the top down.
Awesome. Amazing.
I hope that helps answer it in a soundbite.